Welcome to the Interns to Pros podcast, your source for impactful wisdom for your internship and career journey. We're here to connect, inspire, and equip you every step of the way. Here's your host, founder and CEO of Interns to Pros, Mitchell Leach II.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Interns to Pros podcast. I hope you all are doing well, even in the midst of a challenging season for us all. Please take care of yourselves, stay safe, and be wise. Now, over the summer, we launched a great article series called Career Wisdom for Youth. The series' mission is simply this: to serve insider wisdom to college students all across the globe as they work towards having an impactful and healthy career. Now, we've had insights given from amazing leaders from Google, L'Oreal, Warner Media, Twitter, and the Chicago Bulls thus far. Just head over to internstopros.com to check out those previous sessions. Now, today we have our first podcast episode of that series, and you are in for a treat. Brittany Hardy has a ton of excellent wisdom for you today. She's an Emmy-winning writer and producer for TNT and NBA TV. Brittany is by far one of the most talented people in sports media today. She previously worked at ESPN and NBC Sports. Be sure to take notes and apply this wealth of wisdom. Now, let's kick it off with this first question, Brittany. What do you enjoy most about your current role and career overall?
The thing that I enjoy most about my role is that I'm working in basketball and for the NBA. Basketball is my favorite sport. I've always been in love with basketball ever since I was a little kid, and I always told myself that I was going to work for the NBA, and being able to work with some players that, I've looked up to or, that I think is killing it currently in the NBA is amazing. It's like a dream come true. So I would say that's what I like about most, is that I get to work in a field that I've been dying to work in for all of my life. And I finally got the chance to do it. And second is that I get to be creative. I love a job. Well, I love my job because I'm not a person that can go to work and do the same thing every single day. Like, I need a change up when it comes to work, and being a producer, being a writer producer at that allows you to do that. Like, I hold the pen to telling a story and telling a story the way that I want to tell a story. And I think that there's a lot of power in that. And I enjoy it. And I love to see my work televised on TV. I currently live in Atlanta, so most of my family live in New York. So I love to have my stuff televised on TV, especially on TNT during Inside the NBA, because my family back at home can watch my work and they could see how I decided to tell a story. So I guess that's what I liked about most is one, working for the NBA, and two, being able to be creative every single day.
How should students best maximize their internships?
Okay. This is a great question, because when I was in college, the summer after my junior year and my senior year, I had 3 internships, and they were vital. Like, my first internship was at NFL Films, and NFL Films opened up the door to me getting my first job at ESPN. So I would say that you should definitely take all your internships seriously. And whatever industry that you are in, just know that all industries are small. So the way you carry yourself at an internship, the way you act, if it's not professional, or if you are the most professional person there at your internship, it will go over until, your job, your first place of work. So my first job came from working with a producer at NFL Films. I was an intern there, and I helped this producer out with Hey Rookie. That was a show that was on NFL Network, and I did a great job on it. And he was telling me how he used to work at ESPN and how he still had contacts there. So he actually gave me some of his contacts that he had at ESPN, and I reached out to them and I had an interview. And before I graduated from college, I had a job. So maximizing your internships is key. It led to my first job, and I know a lot of people that is in this industry, how like their internship led to their first job. So please, please, please learn everything that you can, because you can, like, your internship is what you make it. Like, I was with a bunch of people that joked around like during our internships and didn't really learn a lot. But for me, that was like a job. It is a job, actually. And I made sure that I networked and I made sure that I learned everything I could, because you're working in the field that you want to work in. So those are your peers. Learn from them. Use it. It's like an education, a free education that you get in your internship. So do what you can, because those are very, 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 very important.
What skills and personal characteristics do you feel contribute most to success in your industry?
I would say that the personal characteristics of mine that contribute to my success would be my passion. I don't think that there is anybody in this world that's more passionate than me. I am so passionate in everything that I love, and I put in 1,000% in everything that I do, especially when it comes to work. It's just ridiculous. Like, I would make sure that it is to what I call perfect. There's never a perfect piece ever, because everybody, like I said, this is a creative job. So there are many ways in telling a story, and people may not agree with how you tell your story. But when I tell my story, I try to make sure it is the best. I put everything that I have into it, and there's nothing left on the table, because if I don't put my all into something that I am passionate about, and I hate that feeling. So to avoid me feeling sick to my stomach, I make sure I put in 1,000% in everything that I am assigned to. And all of my supervisors know, my past supervisors, my current supervisor, they know that I'm going to put in 1,000% anytime they assign me to things. And I'm not going to give up on it. As far as skills go, I mean, you have to be creative in the industry that I'm in. And I like to think outside of the box. I like to do things that some may question or some may be worried about doing.
Now, what are the biggest early career mistakes to avoid?
So for me, right after college, I was super naive and super gullible. So I thought that, if you do a good job, then you should automatically get a promotion. You should automatically get money, like, get a raise. No, that is absolutely not the truth. It is, you need to fight for yourself. And I have to say that working at ESPN, you are one out of like 4,000 people that work at ESPN, and I had to fight for myself and fight for my worth, as you would say, like my pay. I had to fight for getting promotions and show why I, am different from everybody else that I was working with. So I would say, when you are young in this industry, please, please, please take every assignment that is given to you serious. Not saying that I didn't, but take it serious and write down everything that you do. You should keep every email. If like one of your peers or supervisors or bosses tell you that you did a great job on something and they send you an email, keep those emails, because when you have to present why you think that you should get a promotion or why you think that you should get a raise, you need to have stuff to back it up. And when I graduated from college, and like I said, I started work for ESPN 2 weeks after I graduated, I didn't get that. Like, I just thought, like, in college, you work to get a good grade. So you get a good grade. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that that was going to be the same for work. And it is not. It is not the same. So I would tell all you young folks out there to, Every job, everything that you get, kill it. Do your best. Put your best foot forward. Write it down. Do everything that you need to do. Track everything that you do so that when promotion talk comes around or raise talk comes around or your year in review comes around, you are ready and you could prove why you deserve what you believe you deserve.
Brittany, thank you so much for just a ton of wisdom that I know our crew out there, our Interns to Pros crew, is going to implement to the fullest. What final piece of advice do you have for students?
Okay. I would say, I think this works for any industry. Um, I'm a person that is big on knowing everything you need to know about whatever it is, whatever industry that you're in. So, for an example, I'm a producer. But there's different types of producers, and I've been a part of live show producing. I've been a part of feature producing. I've been a part of promo producing. I've been a part of field producing. And all of those things are totally different. However, all of those different roles, I made sure I knew almost everything about those roles. And I say almost everything because I feel like there's still things that I don't know that I couldn't like that I could learn from my peers and stuff like that in those positions. But in those roles, I made sure, and if I had to come in early, if I had to stay late, if I had to, after every single live show, if I had to talk to the live producer, if I had to talk to the director or whoever I was working with on that show to see how I could get better, that's exactly what I did. Or to learn the job better, that's exactly what I did. If I had to produce graphics for a live show, I made sure I knew everything about that job. And even for it's called the Chiron operator, those are the people that physically puts the graphic out on live television. I made sure I knew everything about their job just in case if it's a live show and we have to troubleshoot, I can help them troubleshoot. When it came to field producing, I made sure I knew the basics of codecs, of frame rates, of just everything, color correcting your camera, lenses, different types of cameras and how they shoot. I made sure I knew the basics so that when I am in the field and say, for instance, if I'm dealing with a new AC, then I could help him troubleshoot or I can tell him exactly what I'm looking for. So there's no questions about what I'm looking for. And every time I go out in the field, I made sure I have my DP and my AC and the audio guy, they know exactly what I'm looking for. I'm very detailed. So they know the frame rates that I'm trying to shoot in. They know if I'm trying to shoot on speed or off speed. They know just everything that I'm looking for so that when it's shoot day, there's no questions and that we can work on being creative. We can start getting those creative shots. Now that you know the basics of it, you can start getting creative shots. And if they didn't know something about their camera that I'm asking for, then we can troubleshoot that prior to getting on the shoot because in production, you don't have a lot of time to do things. Time is very important when it comes to production. So I try to capitalize. If I can prepare for anything beforehand, that's what I do. So I would say that you need to get to know your job. And if you're a producer, you need to know everybody else's job too, because ideally, if you're a producer, then you are managing other people and you need to know what their jobs entail in order to give them the right direction. And I feel very strongly about that. And also any other job, any other thing that you do, if you end up meeting someone who is not the nicest person and they try to shorthand you and you don't know it and you can't tell because you don't know the basics of their job, then it can come back. If you're the producer, it can come back and it's your fault why you didn't get that shot, or it's your fault why a graphic didn't come out. It's supposed to come out. It is not the operator's fault. It is your fault. So I would say to get to know everything about everyone else's job and your job as well. That is very important. And also, like I said before, you would know if someone is trying to shorthand you. And my last bit of advice is, you are your own spokesperson. So I would say that you should put your all into everything that you do. And no one is going to fight for you as hard as you would fight for yourself when it comes to, getting assigned to things, when it comes to getting a promotion, when it comes to getting a raise, so on and so forth. You are your own advocate. And I just want you all to remember that. Thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. I hope me answering these questions helped a lot. Yes, so thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Interns to Pros podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please subscribe on your favorite podcast provider and be sure to implement the wisdom given on our show. Follow us at Interns to Pros on social media. Until next time, never stop growing and make the most of every opportunity. We wish you the very best.